from the information that we have, he sat down there, he went to eat, somebody approached him, demanded his chain, there were some conversations, and some of the big news that kind of came out right after this was his location being posted. And a lot of people were blaming his girlfriend for posting his location. You had Cardi B came out, kind of defended the girlfriend, and then you had dudes like Kodak Black, which was going off on dude for posting his location. Man, how do you feel about all that?
Man, we on a public platform. I kind of commit myself on public platforms to try to steer away from feelings and deal with the facts. Feelings, everybody are entitled to their feelings. Feelings are unique and personal, and they'll cause us to stay in confusion if we utilize our feelings to try to understand our perspective on subjects in a public platform. So I'm gonna just stick to the facts. The fact is, he apparently, allegedly, confiscated her telephone for a matter of months. When these events transpired, from what I understand, he had just recently given her phone back. Right then and there. There is no way in the world I believe the mentality of a woman who just got her phone confiscated and returned after months is in a harmonious spirit with this dude. Whether she's sitting there playing it off like thank you, I think deep down she is hot as she not happy with him. She probably just didn't want to miss this LA trip, the wedding, celebrity, tea. She probably wanted to make sure she made that trip. So she took it, she wrote it out, and I don't believe she was in bliss and jubilee with him at that moment. So with all that being considered, and taking into account, we've all now seen these interviews he was doing with Bootleg Kev and academics, giving accounts of similar experiences of him running into tension in Los Angeles prior to this. We hear his account, and we see the way she's implicated in those incidents. I'm still not going on what I feel. I'm just, we're gonna point out the facts we have. He was giving accounts of being out here, feeling like he was getting pushed up on, pressed on. And according to the way she was positioned in these incidents, she either was suspicious or careless and indifferent to his safety, his whereabouts. He described it as indifferent and unaware. And that's how he took it. However, without us really being able to read her mind, it could also be perceived that she was being reckless and a part of it, because one thing I noted, he said that some guys pushed up on him inside of a store or something of that nature. He kind of diffused it, but he diffused it and got to safety by getting in his vehicle and attempting to leave in the location. And upon her suggestion, shortly thereafter, he pulled over again, which caused the same people to have opportunity to catch up on him and get back at him again. He said this, so that's a fact. So taking all that into consideration, she just got her phone back. She with a man that has a large amount of flashy jewelry on. And she chose to post her location. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and say that's definitely exactly the reason why he was able to get ran up on by the wolves. I cannot say that. However, when I look at all the facts that have been presented and the fact that I believe she was in the restroom when it happened as well, the fact that I look at him losing his life, leaking, taking his last breaths on the ground, and she's not in the frame, offering any type of comfort or assistance and aid, can you imagine the type of relationship they want us to assume they had? People like Jay Prince. Jay Prince, so goofy, he's so bold as to say people are dumb motherfuckers for suggesting that the female has something to do with it. So you mean to tell me you view her as such a compassionate person toward him and their experience, but yet and still, while he was taking his very last breaths, she ain't got no blood on her. He couldn't get a hug. She wasn't holding his hand. No, none of that. So we're gonna overlook all that in order to find her guilty of any responsibility. And I don't mean guilty in a legal sense. I mean just in the general public perception of saying, I don't like the way she smelled in this situation at all. I mean, sure, we can add responsibility toward him, saying that he should have been wise enough to still not be in that position, not to trust her that much. And we can put responsibility on the environment and the individuals who were thirsty enough and wild enough to go in there and do that. I'm not justifying that action either. However, I think it could have been avoided. And I think one of the key things that we can look at that can show it was avoidable definitely is not posting your location. I don't know how we can ignore that.
Yeah, posting your location was really irresponsible, man. I mean, especially in nowadays where we've all seen situations where locations have been dropped and something's happened to people, man. It's really one of those things where you really just can't ignore it anymore. It's there, and we've all seen it, and it was just really irresponsible,
And you know who I'm sure is not ignoring it? The law enforcement. I'm pretty sure she will be sitting in one of them real cold gray rooms for quite some time answering a lot of questions. It's no way possible.
Probably, I'm sure they've talked to her probably already at least once or twice.
People get all offended at the fact that these incidents happen in Los Angeles to people who are not from here. And when they hear people from Los Angeles say, hey, you got to be careful out here, this is how it is, they think we're saying it's Los Angeles against out-of-towners. We're telling them, guess what? All the backdoor tricky shit that y'all see out-of-towners go through, we're telling you be careful because we have to be careful for the same shit. It only stands out because you guys are not from out here and you don't know who really to blame and you just point it on the environment. But the environment is such as that everyone is on a swivel like that. And when you come out here acting like you don't realize it, respect it, you just become an easy target. But I got partners from Philadelphia, bro. Been coming back and forth out here for years with bags full of money, pockets full of money, moving around, doing whatever they want to, never had a problem. Guess what? When they moving around with all that money, don't nobody know but me. And when it's time to spend the money, the person they spend it with. They don't come out here with looking like a rap star trying to act like I'm comfortable being comfortable around the most poverty-stricken, thirsty, scandalous elements of an out-of-town environment where people I don't know, somehow I'm either hard enough, smooth enough, smart enough to be out here with these motherfuckers who can't trust each other, and I could trust being out here. I don't know what would make anyone believe that. I don't know.